Welcome to the financial, industrial and cultural heart of Italy, Milan. Home to many of Italy's icon brands including Pirelli, Armani and Dolce & Gabbana, just to name a few. Located in the mountainous northwest of Italy, Milan is the capital of the Lombardy region, a land of lakes and stunning scenery. Considered by most Italians as the creative centre of this vibrant country, Milan concepts the ultimate in tomorrow's trends. This is Italy's think tank city. Above all, Milan is famous for style and fashion, and coffee is no exception. This is where the first espresso was brewed, and innovation continues on to this very day. I'm here to check out some of the finest cafes in the fashion capital of the world. Milan City is home to just under 1.5 million very fashion-conscious Italians. Along with London and Paris, Milan is considered a world centre for all things chic and stylish. In the city centre is the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II, one of the most extraordinary buildings in all of Italy. Architect Giuseppe Mengoni created this masterpiece between 1865 and 1877. Sadly, this beautiful structure was Mengoni's last, falling from the Galleria's rooftop to his death just before completion. Nowadays, the gallery contains exclusive shops and elegant cafes. Can you imagine a better setting for a cafe than this? I'm off to visit Cafe Zucca, which is a real icon here in Milan. And this particular cafe has been impressing its customers with innovation for decades. Gaspare Campari was the owner of the original cafe located nearby, but it was not until September 15, 1867 that the Cafe Zucca was opened in its current location at the corner of the Galleria. Originally a wine and spirits bar, this shop has been a favourite with locals for over 135 years. The walls are decorated with superb mosaic murals by Angelo De Andrea. Rare wooden panelling and wrought iron chandeliers compete with views of Milan's famous cathedral or Duomo. This is where the first Campari herb cocktail was born, and Gaspare Campari forged a reputation as a creative spirit maker. His repertoire included elixirs, bitters, vermouths and alcoholic creams. He even dabbled with herbal remedies. This inventiveness attracted politicians, artists and intellectuals alike, and the Zucca is still a favourite venue for the introduction of tomorrow's trends.
Solid coffee.
All those at home, this tastes kind of exactly like what a chocolate mousse would be if it was a coffee mousse. And this is the Soldi Cappuccino.
Yes.
I'm going to try this as well. The Cafe Zucca was a favourite meeting place for Giuseppe Verdi and the singer Arturo Toscanini, who would stop in after performing at nearby La Scala, Italy's premier opera house. Upstairs, there is a beautifully decorated restaurant where you can look out onto the shoppers in the Galleria and feast on an impressive menu which includes the delicious risotto alla milanese, made with saffron and Parmesan cheese.
This is Milan risotto alla milanese from Zucca. And if you want, come. I'm cooking it for you.
All in all, Zucca in Galleria is one of the must-see cafe experiences of Milan, a coffee lover's paradise. I'm right in the centre of Milan's fashion district, and I'm here to visit a very famous cafe. And they tell me that the barista's been here for over 30 years.
One of the historical shops of Milan, the cafeteria Cova, is very famous, not just here in Milan, but all over the world. If you want a special coffee or cappuccino from our Pasquale, you have to come here to visit us.
When he's on the machine, nobody touches the machine.
No, they can't. It's very dangerous.
What happens if someone from the staff make their own coffee and mess with the machine? Does he go a bit crazy?
A little bit.
Really?
Yes. Because starting from the morning to the end, he opened the coffee machine and he closed his machine. So he's very nice, very kind also.
Now, tell me about Milan and the people of Milan. Obviously, they're known around the world for their style.
Yeah. Of course, you are just here in Monte Napoleone. It's one of the best streets of fashion, of mode.
The Cova was established in 1817 by Antonio Cova, a soldier of Napoleon whose skills as a pastry chef helped earn the cafe a world-class reputation. During World War II, the Cova was bombed and was relocated to its new address. In the 90s, the cafe had franchised as far afield as Southeast Asia and was even aboard 9 luxury vessels.
Because they want to come here and to try to look if everywhere here there is some VIP, because a lot of VIP come here.
VIP?
Yeah,
what
very
do you mean?
important people.
Yes. Actors come here?
Yeah, of course.
Christine explained that the Cafe Cova is a great place to people watch. The fashionista come here for their coffee, and supermodels regularly drop by to binge on a delicious cake or a handmade chocolate. I have to admit that I didn't feel too out of place amongst the fake tans and hairdos. Perhaps this fashion business was beginning to take effect.
Just here is, okay, I want to have my coffee, but also speak, run away, go to a boutique, go to Gucci, to Versace, come here, have a cappuccino. Very fast, very fast.
There is no avoiding the countless boutiques in a city utterly obsessed with fashion. The Milanese pride themselves on innovation. The first espresso machine was designed here, as was the first lever-driven machine. Using a spring mechanism helped force the water through the coffee, creating a richer, more aromatic brew. This combination of fashion and innovation continues with today's coffee machines that combine practical design and fashion-inspired aesthetics. Voted one of the top 50 industrial designers in the world and Vice President of Design at DeLonghi, Giacomo Borin is one person who has to have his finger on the pulse of ever-changing design trends.
Secondo me deve fare attenzione a quello che succede.
The design needs to pay attention to what is happening in the world. There is the scent of specific trends or cultural situations that are evolving. The characteristic of DeLonghi is to always be on the front foot, interpreting these new factors and translating these trends into new products. DeLonghi is a company that looks to the international market and therefore is making international design, not specific to one cultural reality, but the synthesis of many.
Another coffee company that's driven innovation is Italy's most popular brand, Lavazza. In conjunction with one of the world's leading chefs, they have created an unusual coffee experience. This, what you're making, what's the name of it?
Coffee sphere.
Coffee sphere?
Yeah.
Sounds very logical. Here we go. Here's a coffee sphere.
Then we just rinse it in water, just to take off the small quantity of calcium salt. We dry it. And we serve it in this particular spoon, which has been created to host the coffee sphere inside.
So?
You have to put it on your tongue, and then you crash it onto your palate, and it explodes.
And it explodes?
Yeah.
Sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, it really does explode. You get this bubble shot of coffee. Yeah, that's amazing. That's
in
really
one moment you have your mouth filled of coffee.
Another unconventional but very Italian way of enjoying coffee is, of course, the world-famous gelato. While sorbet originated in the south of Italy, gelato evolved in the north, and here in Milan, you're tasting the best. Now, at most cafes you visit, you'll find a good selection of desserts, but this one here is quite exceptional. You'll find chocolates, biscuits, gelatins, dried fruits, and all sorts of sugars, but the very exceptional part is that it is all made right here at St Ambrose. This cafe was named after Milan's patron saint, who played a vital role in the consolidation of the Christian faith and Christianity as we know it today. This Art Deco paradise opened in 1936 and is the quintessential coffee and cake shop. There are many who believe that this cafe produces the finest pastries in the world. Its specialty is an indulgence of dark chocolate wrapped around egg cream. The man responsible for these culinary works of art is the irrepressible Mr. Luciano, who enjoys celebrity status from his customers and staff. Personalising his pastries and chocolates has led to this cafe being one of the most popular in Milan.
This patisserie has been here for about 40 years, and the chef has been here throughout that time. He is the artist of the establishment. In addition to what you see here on display, he is particularly artistic as he creates unique cakes which are magnificently sculptured.
Another unique element of Italy's cafe culture comes in the form of man's best friend. It seems the latest fashion accessory is canine. And what humble cafe owner in this stylish city would stand in the way of fashion, even though he might end up standing in something else? Coming up, another coffee innovation, the Nespresso system. And I discover Milan's passion for food at Cafe Free Time. As well as being at the forefront of the latest innovation and trends, Milan is a city steeped in history. Mediolanum was the Roman name given to Milan. It means middle of the plain in the Po River Valley. Originally a Celtic village that dates from the 6th century, Milan eventually became part of the Roman nation after years of rebellion. Milan is a city that has successfully reinvented itself under French and finally Austrian rule, and is now the second largest of Italy's cities. The word espresso means fast in Italian, so it's appropriate that espresso was born in busy, bustling Milan. Apparently Luigi Bezzera, the owner of a large manufacturing company, was unhappy with the time his employees took on their coffee breaks. He sought out a way to reduce these breaks, thus beginning an espresso revolution. Unwittingly, he had also produced a better cup of coffee. This faster brewing time allowed for only the finest qualities of the bean to be extracted, avoiding the faults that become present with over-extraction. This first espresso was actually promoted as coffee cream from natural coffee, which is a reference to the crema that sits atop all good espresso cups. Now, it didn't take long for the Italians to fall in love with this new drink, and then espresso culture was born. Obviously, a lot has changed since those formative years, but Milan's obsession with espresso has not. Companies like Nespresso, with their system of self-contained capsules, help keep Milan at the forefront of innovation. Nestled amongst the big-name fashion houses are two Nespresso coffee boutiques that provide an innovative twist on conventional stores. Nespresso is a system that enables coffee drinkers to enjoy up to 12 premium blends from all over the world. As soon as the beans are ground, they are vacuum sealed in capsules, ensuring fresh coffee every time. The different colours represent different flavours and strengths and combine great coffee with style, elegance and fashion.
Everything about this place oozes style, and Milan is all about that. You seem to have a knack for it.
Well, you know that Italians are normally and generally very much fun of style. You know, fashion shows take place in Italy, and normally when we have them in Italy, it's a very busy period because there is a lot of interest both from media and from customers and designers. So, especially if you go around in the center of Milan, you will see fantastic stores, beautiful boutiques that all match with the Italian style, but more peculiar, they all always match with the interest of our customers. And the Nespresso boutique is one example of this. And every single detail in this flagship boutique matches with the search of the style. Inside our boutiques, we not only sell coffee, we sell machines, coffee machines.
Tell me about the capsules. These are the things that I'm looking at all around me. These are really wonderfully presented. Are these different kinds of coffee that I'm looking at?
Well, the common element is that they are all hermetically sealed, and this preserves the quality of green beans and coffee inside. We basically offer 12 different Grand Cru, moving from the strongest blends to the lightest, and we can guarantee 12 months of protection inside the capsule.
Can I try that? I drop this in here.
Exactly. You just close.
I close it. Make a different kind of coffee.
Cappuccino.
Okay.
So
what do we press there?
I can press this button. So first of all, we're going to have the foam.
Yeah.
Which is coming right away in a perfect form. Mm-hmm. And the machine will stop automatically. Mm-hmm. And then, without pressing anything, just automatically, we're going to have the coffee, which is delivering the perfect coffee together with the perfect foam. And the foam is not left to any manual ability, but is going to be prepared automatically thanks to the functionality of this wonderful machine. So we don't need to have anybody expert in preparing foam, but it's the machine with the automation which is inside that is going to deliver, as we can see, the perfect foam. You know, the etymology of cappuccino is that little cappuccio, which means a little top. So what we actually have, it's a solid rock of coffee covered by foam, which is called cappuccino. So this is the etymology of the word. And Italians love cappuccino, especially in the morning for breakfast.
Do you have a favorite cafe?
In Milan?
Yes.
Well, when I don't drink an espresso and I'm just maybe around, I like to go to Sant'Ambrose, which is one of the oldest and most historical coffees in Milan.
Francesca, thank you very much for showing the machine and all of your time. It was my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Food, glorious food, is another passion of the locals, and unlike their constantly changing fashion trends, the food here is more traditional. Here you will find pasta, paninis, risotto and antipasto. Bar Free Time is a temple to food, passion and simple Italian pleasures. This constantly busy, unpretentious cafe represents all the passion and fun of dining in Milan.
Now this is your typical Italian fast food. People are in and out in 10 minutes and you can order any number of delicious foods. You've got paninis, porchetta, you've got pasta as well. It's amazing. Peter, can I have 2 of those and 1 of those, please.
Yeah. Here, or take it away.
I will have it here. Thank you, my friend.
Okay. With cheese or without cheese?
I'll have cheese. Why not?
The furious pace that Peter and his staff work at only adds to the already energetic atmosphere of this bustling cafe. Another ingredient in Italian cafe culture is the addition of alcohol, which is consumed in modest amounts during the day.
Tortellini, parmigiana, and with rotta. Bellissimo.
It's only fitting that wine is served at cafes, as the term coffee comes from the Arab word for wine. And when coffee was first introduced to Europe, it was referred to as the wine of Arabia. Though many centuries have passed since coffee first arrived in Italy, the fascination for the magic bean has never waned. And nowhere is that more evident than right here in Milan. The city that invented the espresso and the espresso machine is still finding innovative ways to serve coffee and contribute to a unique coffee culture. And after this visit, I'm certain Milan's love affair with coffee will never die.
Milan, or Milano as the Italians say, is the culture capital of Italy, where tomorrow's trends are literally created today. This is the city where espresso was invented, and they built a whole lifestyle around it. Hope you enjoyed the show, and join me next time as I search for great coffee in the finest cafes in the world. I'll travel to Milan, Berlin. We're going to Berlin?
Oh, yeah, see.
Sorry, got it. Join me next time on my search for great coffee in the... They've built a whole culture around it. Hope you enjoyed the show. That was really